So, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? That's the question that every single person should ask themselves at one point or the other in their lives. Who am I? Who am I? So, when you ask that question, what comes to mind? When you ask yourself that question, what comes to mind? Just like I asked you today, now that you should introduce yourself. You talked about your name and your academic achievements and your academic level. Many times we always think that, oh, what we are doing at the moment is who we are, but it is beyond that. Our identity is beyond our name, our identity is beyond how we look, our identity is beyond the color of our teeth, it is beyond the color of our eyes. When you hear the word ID, identification, or identification card, what the card carries is your name. Sometimes it carries your height. So if it's an ID in school, it will carry your level or your class. It will carry your name. Sometimes your genotype. Sometimes your height. Sometimes your complexion. But that is how the world, especially because they want to identify who you are as per, or you are in an institution, or you're in a class, or you are just part of something. They want to identify that. That is what they see as identification. But there is a deeper meaning to identification. Identification is beyond what you wear. It is beyond your figure eight shape. It's beyond your beautiful face. It's beyond your ability to speak good English. It is beyond that. So, what exactly is identity? When you hear the question, who am I? I'm sure that you would have asked yourself this question before, at least maybe once. And if you have not, this is an opportunity for you to ask that question. Who am I? You see in this creative that this person has a mask on her face, meaning that there is a crisis, there is a question. And you see that the mask is actually plain, there is no color on it, it's just pure, plain white. So everybody at some point in their life will get to this point of asking that question, who am I? Before the world start asking you that question, you should ask yourself that question, who am I? Because the moment the world start asking you, who are you? And you cannot answer, they will give you a definition. They will just tell you this is the way you are supposed to be, this is who you are supposed to be. So before the world asks us that question, we should ask ourselves that question and we should be able to answer, right? So identity is your unique sense of self. You see that identity is your unique sense of self. So when we say unique, it means something that is just one, something that is different from every other, something that is different from what we normally have. Or something is unique, it means that it stands out, right? Sense is something that you feel, something that is tangible to you. It might not be to somebody else, but it is tangible to you. And self is your person. So it's a standout emotion or standout feeling of who you are. Your identity is your unique sense of self, right? So, a quote from Harvey Feinstein says, never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim, right? Don't allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life, but define yourself. So when you are in class and they ask you a question, um, define this word. It is give a meaning to this word, or what do you think this word means, right? And you say, oh, the word is, let's say they ask you to define anger, and you're like, oh, anger is defined as a feeling of rage or something. So this quote is telling you that you should define yourself, give yourself a definition before the world, just like I said, before the world asks you who you are or who are you. And you have to give yourself a definition before the world gives you a definition. So when somebody meets you first and they say that, oh, This person is also just so angry. And maybe it's just the first time they met you. And in your own head, you don't have a definition for yourself. So from there, you now start carrying to telling everybody that I'm an angry person. I'm very angry. I have rage issues. No. But the moment you have defined yourself and somebody meets you for the first time and the person says that, you have anger issues, maybe you just had a bad day that day. And the person said, the first time I met you, you were very angry. So in my mind, first impression lasts forever. Oh. So you're an angry person. And then you're like, no, I only had a bad day. But if you have not defined yourself, you're going to have to actually allow or accept that definition of yourself that you are a angry person. Never be bullied into silence. Define yourself. Give yourself a definition. Give yourself a definition. So, identity, how is our identity formed? How do we form our identity? It is formed by our values, our beliefs, and our experiences. By our values, our belief, and our experiences. So, your values are the things that you hold dear. So, when I was introducing myself, I said I am passionate about service to humanity. I'm passionate about helping others. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. I'm passionate about people, right? Those are my values. Values are the things that you hold dear. Those are the things that you are passionate about, the things that you stand for. So values are core belief systems. They are core things that you would not compromise on them. Values are like your bedrock. So when you see somebody stealing something, you see, let's say there are two people, one person standing on the left and one person standing on the right, and two of them see somebody stealing something in a store, and one of them says, yes, Nigeria is hard, go and steal it, this and that, let the person take it, and the other person on the right is like, no, you're not supposed to steal, no matter how hard the economy gets, right? You're not supposed to be taking things that is not for someone else. So the person on the left and the person on the right, they have two different values. The person on the left has or believes that or everybody should do as they like, compromise, while the person on the right has a value of honesty, has a value of truth, has a value of trust, has a value of so the person on the left has a value of dishonesty as well. So values are the things that you hold dear, that you stand for, the things that you'd like. Me, one of the things that I value is faith. Like an atheist, now an atheist is a person that does not believe that there is God. So an atheist will not value faith because an atheist does not have faith. It does not believe that there is one spiritual entity or big daddy up there in the sky, like they used to say, that sky daddy. Some people don't have that value as faith, right? Faith as value, right? Rather. But I value faith. I see faith as something that I hold dear and I believe. So faith value can also be belief, right? They are the things that are you will not compromise about. I also value order. Order is, oh, we are starting the counting of numbers with zero, then we move to one, then we move to two, then we move to three, and then four. Some people don't care. Their life is just scattered. They don't bother about order or when we're in a place we should act this way. There is a way you're supposed to act in a class. There's a way you're supposed to act in the church. There is a way you're supposed to sit. There's a way you're supposed to speak to people. Right. So some people don't value order. That's why you see some people's houses scattered. It is also a value. When you see people that love order, you will see that they are always prim and proper. It's not like they might not make mistakes. They'll make mistakes. Sometimes they just don't feel like arranging things. But people who value order always love things to be in order. They always like things to be arranged. And they always like that. So somebody who values order will also want somebody. Now, there is a way people talk. You just talk anyhow. You just do, you just meet some people and you're like, guy, have fun. Imagine something like that. So people who value order would also value respect. So you see how your values begin to, from one value, it bets another, it bets another, it bets another. So your belief also is one of the things that determines or defines your identity. the things that you hold dear, the things that you believe to be true. Beliefs are convictions, the things that you believe to be true, even without proof or without evidence. So for Christians, you can say that our identity stems from our belief that Jesus Christ died. So that is a kind of conviction that you do not need evidence for it to believe it. Some people believe that marriage is not good. Why? Because of the things that they have experienced. So you see how these things align. You see how these things follow each other. So your values birth your belief, birth your experience. So your identity is determined and defined by your values, beliefs, and experience. And the people, your belief are the things that you hold dear, your convictions. Like now, you cannot say that, oh, I believe they will bring the light when you have light, because it is not a belief anymore. It is now a constant. It's now something that is actually evident. But belief, sometimes people believe that, oh, yes, school is calm. So people have been saying school is calm, school is calm, school is calm, school is calm, or men has come. People are always saying that. So why the person that has not even ever entered a relationship before in their life who is saying that men has come? Why are you saying men has come if you have not even experienced it? It is because it is a belief they have coined in their minds based on other people's perception or other people's thoughts or other people's experiences. Right. So belief also can be something that, you know, they've been calling somebody an olodo. Olodo, you don't know book, oh, you are this and you are that. You are always the last in class, this and that. And then the person believes this thing, even without waiting for evidence. Let's say the person has not even gone to school, just the parent that has been saying that the person is olodo, and then the person goes to school and you've not even seen your results. You already believe that you have failed. So your belief are the things that you hold dear. They are convictions that you do not even need proof. You don't need evidence for you to believe them. So these are the things that also determines our identity. Now, your experiences determines your identity as well. That is why we always ask that, we always pray that we have a good family and we always have good experiences. Because if our experiences are really bad, sometimes on the flip side, our identity becomes better because it's like a training ground. But most times, when somebody experiences, let's say somebody experiences rape, or somebody experiences abuse, or somebody experiences bullying. So sometimes we always hope and pray that our experience is good. And I won't always say that, oh, people who experience positive life will always behave positively. But sometimes, so like who I am now, or what formed my identity to help people is the fact that I did not really see people to help me like that. But I wish that people would help me, right? Even as a teenager, even as an adolescent, I wish that people would help me. But they'll just be looking at you. Everybody is just living their life, doing what they want to do. They don't even care that you're existing. Their own is just grow up and get out, just grow up and come and give us something back, right? So your experiences most times always shape your identity. They shape who you become. So let's move to our next slide. We still have so many things to talk about. So now, factors that shape our identity, external factors and internal factors. So I put this arrow here because sometimes these things are inside out. Normally, our identity should be shaped, the factor that shapes our identity should be internal first. But these days, we find that our external factors, your family is the first point of call, is your first point of contact. So your set of family, your set of family members, the kind of family members you have are the kind of people that can shape your identity. Let's say you have like me, I grew up with my aunt who shouts a lot. So I'm supposed to be a person who shouts a lot. I'm supposed to be very touchy. I'm very angry. I'm very, just very somehow. But because of a flip, but because me, I think it's probably a defense mechanism. That no, that's because I define my identity. This is not my personality. This is not who I am. I'm not a shouter. I'm not a angry person. I'm not an angry person. So our family is like a first point of contact, first point of call. They shape our imagination. They shape our identity. They make us either cower in fear. They make us either shy because sometimes our parents don't even know that some of the things that they are saying to us are not good. Oh, like growing up, they used to say, "Oh, see the way you are flat, see the way you are this, see the way you are that." To me, now when I now became bigger, then I started saying, "Ah, horrible, big, this and that." So, it's very funny how people can just be changing your identity for you. They will just be changing because of what they are saying and because of what they value. So your family is your first point of call. So we have to always go back to go and check. So don't let me jump the gun. We are still going to talk about self-reflection. Self-reflection. Your culture also shapes your identity, and that is also external. Oh, Yoruba people, this is the way we greet, this is the way we kneel down. And if you say, oh, you want to reshape your identity and say that I don't kneel down to greet anybody, we know you are in trouble. Your peers also shape your identity. Social media, definitely social media, it has been causing a lot of trouble because people are beginning to see other people, and you have access to other people now. You can see their lives, you can see their everyday lives. But funny how their everyday lives is not what it actually is because nobody will show you their bad experiences or negative experiences. Everybody wants to be good in the sight of every other person. So societal expectations as well can shape our identity. So societal expectation as per when the society expects that a person who is 15, 16 should be in university by now. You should be in university by now. A person who is tall, slim, dark, that's a lady, should be in modeling. There is just this definition. You should be. Who actually puts those standards out? So these are the things, external factors that can shape our identity. Now, for internal factors, our personality, our values, and our emotions shape our identity. So, our quote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So, this quote literally just talks about how we must sit back and make things that are not visible to the human eyes, that are not visible to ourselves, that are not visible to even the society. And then we begin to bring those things out, like our personality. We cannot touch our personality. We cannot, they are not tangible things. They are things that we are. They are very intangible things that they are in our core. It is until we sit back and reflect that we will really see those things that we are supposed to become. The things that we see every day, oh, you should be this, you should be that, you should know that this is the way you're supposed to talk, this is the way you're supposed to do things, right? If we do not sit back and begin to question those things and ask those things that people want us to become will begin to direct our lives. And we'll not be feeling like, oh, maybe this is the way it's supposed to be, living our lives to fate. But we're not meant to be like that. So, my question to you, identity versus image. Identity versus image. So, are you living a life of core identity or you are living a life of image? Meaning that our identity is something that we shape, we define who we are really, who we really, really are. While image is what you show other people. So the social media life that we have now, the social media days that we have now, are the things that people will, oh, they don't have food in their house. And they are snapping or they are going on Google, they are going on Pinterest to go and download pictures of food and they are posting it on their social media. And let's say that, oh, they look for a picture that somebody's hand is there, like this, like on the food. So the nails, let's say it's pink nails, they'll not go to, these things happen, no, they'll not go to maybe cosmetic store, maybe they have a pink nail somewhere, or they have pink, what do they call it? Nail polish somewhere, and then they polish their nail pink and then post that picture. That picture is not their own, it was from the internet. So they put the picture out there on social media saying that, oh, I went out with so person, and this was what we had. We had spaghetti bolognese, we had this, we had wine, we had champagne, we had this and that. And then people will be like, ah, it's a lie. And then they will not snap that hand. That can't you see that this is my fingernails that is in the picture? Just to keep up with that lie. So what is the image that you are showing everybody? Is everybody seeing your identity? Are they seeing who you really are? Or you are painting an image for people to see? Or inside the house, you are somebody who is quiet, who does not talk. But outside, you are all bubbly and always jumping around. And your mom is like, hey, is this not the person that used to smile in the house that is jumping up and down like this outside? Well, that was me. That was me when I was younger. I was very quiet in the house. I don't see anything in the house. Always very quiet. Always bony. Nobody. I don't like smile. I don't smile at all. And one of the reasons why I don't smile in the house is because what I talked about when I was smaller, I was slimmer and flat. And they're always saying, oh, you're flat. Yeah. When I now started gaining weight, now I said, horrible. At a point, the reason why I don't smile in the house is because they'll be asking, what is making you smile? What is making you happy? What is making you this and that? And then another one was that they were always abusing my teeth and my dentition. So in my mind, I'm like, so what is now the point of smiling? So when I started boning, they'll say, she's always boning. She's never happy. Which one do you people want? So definitely outside, I used to smile and I used to laugh because nobody used to abuse me. In fact, people will say, oh, yeah, you are pretty, you are this and that. So I will smile at people that are complimenting me, right? So our challenge today is that, are you living in alignment with your true identity? So when I was younger, I knew I was a happy person. I knew that I was supposed to, always smile, always be happy. I had a happy inside, but my outside was not happy, right? So the question to you today is, are you living in alignment with your true identity, or are you wearing a mask? You can see this mask that we have here now. It is, I think it's Money Heist. Yes, this mask that we have, it's Money Heist. Your question today is that, are you living in alignment with your true identity, or you are pretending? You're lying to everybody about who you are and who you are not. So another quote for us is, most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry, their passions a quotation. Meaning that many people, you can see this image that we have here. Many people always think that, they are living their own life, but instead they are living based on other people's opinions. Their thoughts are not their own real thoughts. Their thoughts are the opinions of other people. Oh, I am fat. Oh, I am slim. How did you come up with that imagination? If not that somebody said it to you, if not that you saw it in someone else, actually. Some people literally live a life of copycats or copy and paste. You are not living your own life. So a person must live their own life, define their own identity, and coin who they really are to be able to fulfill their destiny. Many people like that in this world. In fact, thank you for taking me back here. Many people in this world are literally living another person's life. They are just, they're just living out the life of someone else. They are following the opinions of the society instead of really sitting back and asking questions that, is this what I really, really want to do? Just like growing up, they said I should become a doctor. Definitely when you ask a child, what do you want to become? The first thing, because that is what is prevalent in the society. They ask, what do you want to become? Oh, I want to become a doctor. Oh, okay, fine. The mother has taken it. Oh, my daughter is going to become a doctor. In the nearest future, the child cannot survive in science class. No, you said you want to be a doctor when you were 4 years. When I was 4 years, I was still in my formative stage. I didn't know anything. So why do you want to define my life based on what I said as a 4-year-old child, as somebody in the future? So definitely things will change. So let's move to the next one. Let's do this together. The power of self-reflection. So I've been talking about sitting back and asking questions. This is what self-reflection really means. To self-discover, meaning to discover yourself. You can see this picture that the person is sitting secluded, sitting alone. You have to do it alone. Self-reflection is done alone most of the time. Definitely you need guidance. That is why we're having this class today. That's why we're having this session. Definitely you will need guidance, but your self-reflection, your discovery of self can only happen with you, yourself, and Me, myself, and I. You, yourself, and yourself. All right. So, step one, you have to find your interest and passion. You have to find your interest and passion. So, your journal, in your journal, answer this question: what activities do I enjoy the most? What activities do I enjoy the most? What comes to your mind when you hear activity? Oh, I love to read, I love to sleep, I love to sing, I love to go to church, I love to play, I love to, in fact, when I'm playing, is it football, is it chess game, is it monopoly? I just love to do this. What are the things that you enjoy the most? Number two, what subjects or hobbies make me lose track of time? Meaning that when you are doing that particular subject or when you are engaging in that hobby, how do you lose track of time? Do you become so engrossed in it that you are so interested in it, you love it so much that you don't even care if you are doing it for 24 hours. You don't care if you are doing it for 7 days in a week. You don't care if you are doing it every single day. You just love to do those things. What are those things what's that subject? What's that hobby that you like to do and you don't get tired of? Number three, what are my talents or things I'm naturally good at? What are the things that you don't struggle at doing at all? You don't struggle at doing at all. You don't, if they tell you go and get this done. In fact, you always want people to tell you go and get this thing done. When it comes to people giving tasks, you say this is the one I want, this is the one I like to do, this is the one that comes to me naturally, that I'm very, very good at. Right. So we'll start with that because many times they say that, oh, you should not just stay in your comfort zone. Definitely, we're going to talk about that in our next, subsequent classes. You should not just stay in your comfort zone, but let us start with the things that you are passionate about so that we can define our core identity before we move to something that we would like to do or want to become. So, number four, what makes me feel proud or accomplished? What are the things that when you do, it makes you feel proud, it makes you feel accomplished, that you pat yourself on the shoulder and say, no, I did this. So those are your passions, the things that, so what makes me feel proud or accomplished is when I help somebody, when I find that somebody he is happy and they could achieve what they've been hoping to achieve, even if it is not necessarily monetary. It can be achieving a dream, it could be starting a business, it could be getting clarity on things that the person has been confused about. When I accomplish my tasks for the day, right? So let's move on to the step two. Step two of self discovery, how to reflect, is your values and belief. And you can see in this picture how, this child wants this gift that this other child is holding. But this one does not value selflessness. It's my car, it's my car, it's my own, it's my own. There is nothing, I don't care. See that the child literally has a face of I don't care if you like cry blood, right? But if this child values kindness, right, um, or selflessness or ability to share, the child would have shared with the one that is crying. But obviously, the child does not value care or kindness. So, your values and beliefs. What do I believe is important in life? Some people, they believe that, food is what is important the most. In fact, some adults will literally say that money is the most important thing in this life. If you don't have money, you don't have life. If you don't have money, you are not this. So write 5 values. Like I mentioned, that one of my values is faith, one of my value is order, one of my value is selflessness, one of my value is love. So you write 5 values, things that you value, things that you hold dear. Is it integrity? Is it kindness? You don't have to write it now. You can do that later. Is it integrity? Is it honesty? Do you like people being honest? I don't like people being dishonest. So yes, honesty is one of my values. I don't like people being dishonest. What's the point of being dishonest though? Why are you lying? Even if they are going to flog you for saying the truth, right? You broke plates. Oh, I was one that broke the plates. They flog you. or they beat you or they punish you, something just comes to you. It's better for you to receive that punishment now than for you to postpone it, because you lying or being dishonest is just you literally escaping the consequence of your action now and postponing it to a later date, and it will become bad or worse. So, what are your 5 values? You can go beyond 5. So, what kind of person do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be the kind of person that, oh, when some people are having a discussion and, when my name comes up, am I the kind of person that people will be like, "Ugh, that person is annoying, that person is very irritating. Gosh, she talks too much, or she's just proud, or she's just selfish, or she's a stingy person, or she's just touchy." What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the kind of person that when somebody mentions your name, or in the midst of 10 people, 5 people are saying, "No, she's a very kind person." And it's not like they're just trying to, oh, people please, or they're trying to please you, or trying to make you seem like a good person, but really you're a good person. And people will defend you. The midst of maybe one person is saying, "Ah, no, the first time I met her, she was this," and 5 people say, "No, I don't think so. I think, what kind of person do you want to be?" You answer that question for your self discovery. So, how do I feel when I see something that is unfair or wrong? Do you feel, yes, God catch am, God catch am? Now, waiting, she deserve be that. No. How do you feel? How do you feel when you see something that is unfair or wrong? Even when you feel like that person deserves that justice or that punishment. When they are punishing somebody, there's some people that always laugh when something bad happens to somebody. There's some people that literally laugh when somebody falls. There's some people that will be happy when something bad happens. So, how do you feel when you see something that is unfair or wrong? So, let's move on to the next step of self discovery. Step outside your comfort zone. You see, I'd even talked about this before I got here. Step outside your comfort zone and try new things. So self-discovery, you have to, step outside those things that you are really, really, really interested in. Maybe it's, I don't know why they always say that art students cannot join a jet club. I don't know if there's still jet club. Jet club is for sciences, right? I don't know why they do. They always say that art students is only for, jet club is only for science students. But really, join a new club. Try to join a new club, maybe a Girl Scout. I never joined Girl Scout and I wanted to, but I never had the opportunity to. So this is the time for you to actually explore. So explore. It's time for you to explore good things. I do not say you should go and explore bad things. So explore good things, right? Take up an elective course. There can be, courses that or subjects that not everybody takes. I don't know if the kind of school that you attend they allow the elective courses, but in universities you can take courses that they are not your core courses. Just try to. So when I was in school, I took a swimming course, right? I took a swimming course, but sometimes students you just want to take it so that you can increase your CGPA, just to increase your marks or your scores or your level or your grades. Yeah. So most times we just do those things because, but this time I want you to take up that challenge, take it up, and just for you to have an experience of it. Oh, do I like it or do I not like it? Right. So to do what you find difficult to do. The things that you find difficult to do, I want you to begin to try to do them. Meaning that, if you, let's say, something as simple as, oh, you don't know how to make hair, and you're always so fascinated at how people make people's hair. Just look for somebody and say that, oh, I want to try to make your hair. It's something that you find difficult to do, or you can't solve a particular question. Try to take on that challenge today. That is how you discover that, oh, so this thing is actually even very simple, and I actually love it. So, number 4, talk to that person today. It can be somebody you have been wanting to talk to. It could be somebody older than you. Talk to that person today. Maybe they actually have been wanting to talk to you too. So take that bold step. It's just majorly to take a bold step out of your comfort zone and try new things. So that's it for self-reflection and self-discovery. So, yes, we've come to overcoming identity crisis. Identity crisis is majorly confusion about who you are. I know I mentioned something like that at the beginning of this class. Identity crisis is majorly what we call confusion about who you are. Do I like rice or do I like beans? oh, I like both of them, but sometimes beans affect me. I'm just using that as an example. You know, I like honesty, but sometimes I am dishonest. And the society these days is praising and validating dishonesty. People are pretending more, and that is what the society, embraces these days. You are seeing many things on social media. You are seeing young girls, young guys. They have iPhones, and then I'm here. I don't have any phone. I don't have any device to myself. Am I even meant to be in this world? That is how you start questioning yourself. You start undermining your own experiences. Our experiences are a compendium of the things that we have seen from childhood, or the times where we failed, the times when we succeeded, the times when our values were not just standing, we just have to compromise. I did not read as much as I was supposed to read for an exam, and then somebody is bringing smuggling paper into class, and then here I am. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write, but this person has a solution to the problem on their lap, or under their answer booklet. Let me just collect. So there are many things that would question our identity. If we do not define our identity from now, there are many things in the society, many things around us that will define it for us, and it will cause an identity crisis because there is a core in our inside. So somebody who is always happy, who is always joyful, who is always, who wants to care for other people. But you now have a set of friends that they always, I don't know if you know what cancel culture is. When you cancel people, like, oh, it's about you anyhow, I'll buy blocking. If you do anyhow, I'll block you, I'll do this, I'll do that. But you value friendship. And this set of friends that you have, they're kind of people that, in school you cannot avoid them, anywhere you are, maybe in your house, you can't avoid them. So you just have to, just succumb to peer pressure. We are going to talk about peer pressure as well in our subsequent classes. So you just succumb to different things that they throw at you because you have not really concretized, you have not really made your identity solid. This is what brings about identity crisis. So we must understand and embrace our unique values. See that this value thing keeps coming up over and over and over and over again. This when they strip you of your, so people always imagine that our face, our body, our literally our body, our skin, and everything, our beauty is what our identity is. It is one of those things, and in fact, the littlest, most minute things of our identity. Because when they strip you of your body, when let's say a person dies and a person is buried 6 feet under, people don't see the person's body anymore. People don't see the person's image anymore. It is the values that you hold dear in the life that you live that people will remember. The legacy that you left is what people will remember, not your physique anymore. They will say, that person that died yesterday, she had figure eight. Have you ever heard of it before? People will never comment about their bodies. People will only comment about who they were, what they did, the things that they stood for, their talent, their natural talent. Oh, that person was a very good singer. So let me use this person, this Osinachi woman that died from abuse, domestic abuse. This woman who sang Ekweme. So she was somebody who could sing very well. She could bring the presence of the Lord into the house, into the room, into the atmosphere. And people do not remember that, oh, she was dark, she was fair, she was tall, she was beautiful. People remember that she was talented. So those are tangible things that people hold there. Those are core things. So you must embrace and understand your unique values, your natural talent, your skills, your passions. These are the things that people will remember. And these are the things that will help you overcome identity crisis, that will help you overcome confusion when those things arise. So number two, set boundaries and maintaining self-respect. If you don't set boundaries, it means that you don't respect yourself. Meaning that when you stand for something and someone else does not stand for that thing, why are we the ones that are always falling for peer pressure? Why are we not the ones peer pressuring people to be good? right? Why are we not the ones pressuring people to be good? So when we set boundaries, no, this is, I don't want to talk right now. I am in class, or we are in class. Don't let us talk about that thing right now. Or somebody who is a friend that you have, and the person is just a gossip. And the person just always keeps talking about somebody else. And you're like, no, I don't want to talk about that person. I don't want to talk about that person. But the person just keeps coming. If you succumb to the gossip, it means that you don't respect yourself. It means you don't respect yourself. Because if you respect yourself, that person will have to respect you and respect your boundaries. Oh, these are the things that I like. These are the things that I want to do. The other person that you are telling must respect what you are saying. So our quote from Jen Sincero says, you are the only you there is, and you are the only you there will ever be. So I always give this analysis of, oh, we have 10, 20 appendages, meaning we have 10 fingers and 10 toes, right? Out of those 10 toes and 10 fingers, how many of those fingers or toes have the same print? None. Everything is different. Your eye pattern is also different from every other person's own. You literally have like 20 different prints on your body that someone else does not have. And if we are 8 billion people on this earth, it means that 8 billion times 20 prints. So what my own fingerprints can open, my phone or my face features can open, your own fingerprints or face feature cannot open my phone except you register it. So many people are living other people's lives. You are the only you that there is. You are the only person that there will ever be. So you do not want to succumb to other people's pressures or become other people. It doesn't even make sense to me that you want to become someone else or inspired by them. Rather, you can aspire to become something that they've become, not become them, in particular, because they also have their struggles. So it means that if you want to become this person, it means that you must also go through their problems or their struggles or their situation or their negative circumstances. So many times we always say that. So it's just like Christians always say that, oh, you want to become like Jesus Christ, but you don't want to suffer the suffering that Jesus Christ went through. Right? That, in fact, that is the only person that you should ever take on is identity. That is the only person that you should ever take on is identity, because that is the most perfect person that ever walked the earth, right? So you are the only you there is, and you must be proud of that you are. So let's move on quickly. So identity is a journey. Identity is a journey. It is not something that I'm still going to find out who I am again tomorrow, or probably something else I would discover something else. So you can never finish discovering yourself. Identity is a journey. Our quote from Emily Dickinson says that I am out with lanterns looking for myself. You will always, always, always find a different you, especially in different situations. You will always find a different you. And you see that it is light for you to be able to find yourself. When you can't find yourself, when you have identity crisis, it means that you are in the dark, right? But the light is when you have an understanding of who you are, your values, your person, your skills, your talent, the things you like, the things you don't like, right? So you should always continue on this journey of finding who you are. Your identity is shaped by you, not by others. It should be shaped by you and not by others. So you should not allow other people define who you are. You should not allow what people say define who you are. Oh, this is who I am. You cannot impose who you think I am on me. No, this is who I am. And the way we can be that confident about who we are is if we have really gone to self-reflect and check our values, check our identity, check who we really want to become. So I want you to say this with me. So our last slide says, piece by piece, everything comes together. Piece by piece, everything comes together. You can see that in this picture, you see the lady holding the puzzle pieces. So this is why we always should cut each other some slack. We should not always say, this is who this person is. I don't like this person. I don't like this person. So there is a reason why people act the way they are acting, because they are not yet perfect. They are still piecing together those puzzles. Definitely, there are some people that are just very annoying, right? But we should always, when we have this understanding that people are still puzzle pieces trying to find their, puzzle pieces, lost puzzle pieces, we will cut some people some slack. We'll cut people, in fact, we'll cut ourselves some slack, because we know that we are still a work in progress. So piece by piece, everything comes together, and your journey to self-identity starts now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So we've come to the end of this session. I hope that it was a good one for you.